Butterfly Transformations. You are with Tanisha Ali, and we are getting it in today with another video. Yes, I'm chewing gum because it makes me happy, even though I'm wearing braces. That's what we're talking about today. All of you beautiful butterflies in transformation, and those of you who are also in transition between your old self and your new self. We're talking about today, what are you willing to do for your own happiness? Yes, happiness is the topic today because everything is spiritual and spirituality is everything. There is not a topic on this earth that you could be talking about that is of any substance that is not a spiritual topic or that is not indirectly related to the level of spirituality or where you are on that continuum of self-exploration. Because that is what this entire experience is about, coming to know self. It is the journey towards who you truly are. And people can define that in any number of ways. But as you come into your greatness, as you come into the recognition of who you are and what you came into this experience to do, the purpose of your incarnation, as you come into that, the more you realize that the degree to which you experience not only happiness, because happiness can be fleeting, but happiness, I believe, by and large, can be a pathway to the ultimate joy and bliss, which emanates from within. And so that's what we're talking about today. Happiness is what we are all after. That feeling of being satisfied, that feeling of not wanting anything that we currently don't have, or feeling as though we have everything that we want. Happiness is an inside job, but happiness, as far as I'm concerned, is more of a temporary state that comes and goes. However, the beauty of happiness is that if you can master on generating happiness from within, then you're in a better position to be in a place of joy and bliss. And a place of joy and bliss is a station that you enter into at certain times, peak periods. Ideally, the more you peak, the better. The longer these periods last, the better. But generally speaking, because we're in this earthbound place, you know, we deal with the polarities, and so you may move in and out of different aspects of emotion or states of being, which are not always defined by constancy, simply because that is not what you are here to experience in this reality. As I say, this is not heaven and you are not an angel. However, everybody wants to go to heaven and nobody wants to die. And so what we're talking about here is achieving levels of happiness that allow you to have a glimpse or more frequent peak periods where you experience joy and bliss. And the joy and bliss is something that is self-referred. It is something that emanates from within. And it's something that takes a lot of practice and a lot of striving, but also a pulling back from sometimes some of those things that make us happy, because those things that make us happy usually tend to be more external. Okay, they tend to be motivated by something that we pursue, or the way that we perceive something, or something that has to do with us going outside of ourselves to procure something, or to obtain something, or to acquire something. And so, however, it is a stepping stone. And the more that you begin to delve into what makes you happy from a substantial level, things that have more to do with a level of spirituality and a quality of experience, the closer you get to achieving and arriving at a place of joy and bliss on a more regular basis. And that's what I'm all about, because we're talking about ultimately vibration. We're talking about high vibrational concepts that put you in alignment with the harmony that already exists in this universe, whereby you are no longer working against the current. You are no longer facing adversity and resistance. You are surrendering to all that is. You are nurturing a level of contentment, and you are experiencing a level of peace relaxation and inner joy that is not fleeting as much as it is when you are more in the business of, or in the habit of, trying to control the outcomes, trying to go up against whatever the lessons are that you're supposed to be getting, trying to force someone to do something instead of taking personal responsibility for your own life, trying to live in a way that is not in sync with who you really are. So let's talk a little bit more about happiness. And if this seems like a video that you can benefit from and you're already enjoying the energy here, please don't forget to hit that like button. Do not forget to subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so that whenever I release a new video, you are one of the first on the list to get that video. Make sure you comment and share this video. If you have not purchased my Manifesting Your Masterpiece book, you're late on the game. Please join the thousands of others who have and are benefiting from it. And for those of you wonderful, beautiful souls, butterfly family, who have not written your 5-star review, please make sure you do that. So many of you have ordered the book, but you haven't taken the time to go back and do your review. I want you to make sure you do that. So happiness. Why is happiness so important? Happiness is important because when happiness is generated, typically there's a vibrational arrangement that includes love, that includes higher vibrational energy like satisfaction, like creativity. Happiness, when you experience happiness, raises your vibration and it helps you to nurture an attitude of gratitude. But because happiness is fleeting and it's dependent often for those of us who strive for it at a lower level, it can be dependent upon the things that move in and out of your life. Temporary pleasures. For example, you get that job that you wanted. You're happy. You yell to the skies above and you thank the Creator, and then 30, 40 minutes later, because you definitely aren't going to spend as much time celebrating the good as you would be dwelling on something that is negative in your life, unfortunately, because of programming. But although you are walking on water, eventually you come down, and because the happiness is derived from something outside of yourself, you don't give yourself the benefit of being in that space for a long time. And it's almost like a crack addiction. You need more of the same type of hits to stay in that vortex. So while happiness is a stepping stone, it is not the ultimate thing that you strive for. However, that's what we're talking about today, happiness. So we want to look at some of the things that help you to be in a vortex of happiness and greater level of satisfaction with your life than not. And the first thing I want to talk about is knowing your worth. When you understand who you are, what you are, and what your value is, you turn on a light switch within that gives you a sense of contentment, gratitude, and highly satisfying emotion. When you know who you are and you understand your value, what it means is that you don't sell yourself short in life and you don't settle for less. And during the time periods where you may find yourself settling for less, they don't last long because you're quick to identify where you feel out of alignment and to move that lower vibrational, dysfunctional, or distorted, or disorganized, or dissident energy out of your life. So knowing your value, number one, is very critical. Knowing your value will determine who it is you spend time with. It will determine what elements you allow to come into your life, where you allow yourself to be, the situations you end up being caught up in. Knowing your value determines everything from the type of job that you're willing to take to the dollar per hour you're willing to charge clients if you own a business for yourself. Knowing your value determines how much time you spend pouring into yourself versus pouring into other people. So this is something that is very, very critical. Happiness is dependent upon you knowing your value and feeling as though you are enough for life, and understanding that you came here needing and having and possessing, not needing, but having and possessing everything that you needed in order to reach the top or the upper echelon in this experience, and that you really want for nothing. It is simply a matter of connecting with who you really are and your essential essence. Number two, in terms of happiness, has to do with letting go of low vibrational behaviors. Low vibrational behaviors affect your happiness because they put you in situations that do not honor you. They put you in situations where you second guess yourself. They put you in situations where other people dishonor you, and they put you in situations that leave you doubting the quality of your life and swaying back and forth on a pendulum between high emotion and low emotion. Moving energies out of your life that are lower vibrational is very, very important. Not cultivating or nurturing circumstances or situations or people in your life who don't really make you feel good at the end of the day. Which brings me on to point number 3. Happiness is dependent upon divesting of dream-killing energies, which in this case has to do with people in terms of what I'm talking about. People in your life who do not reflect the value that you have for yourself, which essentially is kind of a contradiction, because if you don't value yourself, you're going to have people in your life who don't value you. If you do value yourself, you won't have people in your life that don't value you. The people that will mirror you will be people that value you. So then it becomes incumbent upon you to ensure that you have people in your life by valuing yourself. That way those people can value you. But as you divest of dream-killing energies, which are energies that no longer resonate with the vision that you have for yourself or the vision that you know you are, as you move these lower vibrational entities, this dark energy, these energy vampires, these people who either are not growing with you or people who cannot entrain to your frequency, which means they are no longer useful or functional in your life. As you move this energy out of your life, you can stand in your light. And when you stand in your light and you build the muscle and you know what it feels like to set boundaries and move these people out of your life, you become more entrenched in your own personal sense of power, which is the 4th thing that you need to do in order to increase your happiness. Is you have to learn what it means to be in your power. Being in your power means that you don't look outside of yourself to be fed energy externally in order to pump you up or make you feel good. Which means while compliments are nice, they are not a necessity. While hate mail or vicious commentary regarding you may not, in an objective sense, to your average person feel good, that neither moves you either. So what I mean is that you put yourself in a place where you are the source of your power and you validate yourself, and you don't necessarily look to others to validate you. There may be exceptions that you make when you have opinions and feedback coming from people that you love, people whose opinions and feedback, constructive feedback, you value, because these are people that you know sincerely love you and want the best for you. So you take what they say under advisement. But generally speaking, you don't miss opportunities to hold on to your power, which means you don't let other people give you their agenda. You don't let somebody come up to you, for example, and say something like, well, I think you should be doing this, or I think, last week the way you should have handled that situation was thus and so. You don't give over your power and then trust them with your life and what is important to you, your values. Being in your power means that you're not afraid to set boundaries. You're not afraid to construct parameters around what is tolerable to you and what you will not tolerate. Not only are you not afraid to construct boundaries, you're not afraid to enforce them. You're not afraid to attach consequences for a violation of your boundaries, even if it means that you need to take someone out of your life because they simply don't deserve to be there. They haven't earned the right to be there. Being in your power means that people have to earn the right to be in your life. They don't get to be there for free. There are no freebies where this is concerned. Being in your power means that you understand that you are a spiritual being first and foremost, and that you are here with everything you need to make magic out of your life. And that when you understand that, a part of your power is something that you were given by the Creator, then you know that no one can take that from you. by the same token, nobody can give it to you. And if nobody can give it to you, then what does that mean? That means that you have to give it to yourself. Okay? Being happy has to do with, number 5, having an attitude of gratitude and being fixated and obsessed in your life with counting all of the things that you have to be grateful for. Why? Because an attitude of appreciation is contagious, and it leads to so many other things. Namely, it leads to your focusing on something in particular. And whenever we focus on something, when we're talking about spiritual and energetic principles, the law of expansion, I'm going to call it. The law of expansion says that as we focus on something, it expands in our life and it becomes larger than life. So that if I focus on something that is negative, that negative item will become larger than life, and I will begin to see other things that are negative, because I have what is called a reticular activating system, which says, my RAS says that whatever I focus on, because the mind has too much work to do, and the brain, not the mind, the brain is always filtering information, upwards of 4 billion bits of information every second. So if that's the case, and this thing is so powerful that whatever I'm looking at, it's going to be taking in everything from all around my field of vision and my field of experience, that it's got to decide what to show me, right? It can't show me everything because I'd burn out. I'd implode. It's too much. It would be like putting a plug in a socket that could not withstand its power, right? So it's going to burst. And so what ends up happening is that reticular activating system is going to show you what you want to see. It's going to show you what you've decided to focus on. Similar to when I purchased my Sequoia. I remember I purchased my Sequoia about 18 years ago. Yes, she is still rolling. She has been around longer than anything or anyone else in my life besides my children and my parents, okay? And y'all know what I'm saying. She has been ride or die, and she is still beautiful. But that car, I thought was so special when I got it, and she is. I call her Siki. She is. But the interesting thing is, I didn't pay attention to any Sequoias until I got that gray Toyota Racing Development, TRD. She has a special package. And when I got that, I then began to see other Toyota Sequoias. Not the TRD package, but I began to see other Toyota Sequoias because my mind was beginning to see those things. What I was focusing on was expanding. So as you focus on a thing, those things are drawn into your reality because we create our reality, and that's one of the fundamental principles. So if you focus on the positive, your world expands and your brain begins to serve up and show you more positive things in your life. If you focus on the things that are going well, if you focus on the blessings that you have in your life, and you have countless blessings, you could not count all of the blessings in your life if you sat up on a hill, in a mountain, or in a cave all of your life and counted your blessings. You would not have enough time to capture the multitude of things that the Creator has given you that you simply do not deserve. I rode by the Chick-fil-A the other day, and I was in the to-go line, and it's so beautiful because I asked this guy, I said, how you doing today? And he said, better than I deserved. And he had so much energy, and I just love that because we are all doing better than we deserve, in the sense that we are not putting forth the energy to really earn all of the blessings that we have, that we get for free, like the fact that you have fresh air to breathe, like the fact that you can go outside and look up at the blue sky and you can see the limitless horizon, or that you can lay under the sun's rays on any given day, or look up and know that rain is going to come down from the sky and water your garden, or your garden as in you, or anything else for that matter. So having an attitude of gratitude, being grateful for what you have, and celebrating your wins much more than you celebrate what you perceive as losses or setbacks or so-called failures, brings so much more positivity and life to you. It is innumerable. So happiness is contingent upon your ability to focus and highlight and really zone in on all of the good that you have that is trying to come into your life and be seen. So glorify the good in your life. The last thing, number 6, that I really want to talk about or highlight in terms of your happiness is freeing yourself to be you. I did a video recently on spiritual authenticity, and if you haven't seen it, scan or search my channel for spiritual authenticity. Spiritual authenticity is about you being you. You're not here to live your life for someone else. You're not here to live in the box that you fell in out of the womb, that your parents put you in, or that your teachers put you in, or that society or the media has placed you in, that your church or your synagogue or your Buddhist temple has put you in. You are not here to walk in the footsteps of somebody else's story. Let them have that. That is their story. No more are you here to judge them than they are here to judge you. And no one can let you down without your consent. If you are feeling judged, if you are feeling ostracized, it is because you have settled for that. You have gotten comfortable with a certain degree of weakness in your life and have found yourself unable or disempowered from connecting to your true self and your own divinity and your own beautiful sacred essence that you have allowed others to define you. No one else can define you any more than you allow them to. So spiritual authenticity or being free or liberating yourself is all about standing in your identity and defining for yourself what life means to you and what you want out of it, and no longer seeking the approval of other people in order for you to put one foot in front of the other. You did not come here to get the go-ahead for someone else. There's no one that you need to ask for permission from. There's only one individual that you need to give permission to, and that is to yourself. So define for you what it takes in your life today in order for you to be able to express your own genuine self, your own authenticity, your own realness. What does it take for you to no longer be hungry for or thirsty for the approval of others in your life who are not here to live your life and can hardly live theirs? Because if they were living their life, they really wouldn't have time to worry about what you were doing and judging you. And that's the way you have to really look at it. You have to look at people who are criticizing you or who are needing to have a certain level of say-so in your life in order for themselves to feel good as very shallow and empty and actually in need of quite a bit of your own sympathy and even pity, if you will. They need your prayer because they are so busy being concerned about what it is you need to do that they can hardly tend to themselves, okay? Their plate is full, and I can assure you that their cup runneth over with the demands of their own life. And because they've chosen to shift the focus off of their life and put it on to you, it says something about them. So you yourself need to make sure that you're always in a place of not seeking or being thirsty for what your neighbors think, what the people at your masjid think, what the people in your community think, what your fellow churchgoers think, what your parents believe, or anybody else. This here experience is about you. You came in here alone, and you're going to leave out of here alone. I hope that you receive some bit of wisdom from this video. You're with Tunisia Ali again, here to help you to get clear, helping you to up-level your mindset and get out of that doggone box that you've been in, that they put you in, but that you're going to get yourself out of. It's like he said in that movie Hurricane, hate put me in here, but love is going to get me out. You're going to get yourself out by loving yourself enough to do the things that you need to do that your happiness depends on. And also, you know, I'm here to help you to clear any emotional and energetic blocks that you have so that you can manifest the glory of God that is within you and that is you. If you haven't ordered my book on Amazon, Manifesting Your Masterpiece, Self-Coaching and Daily Mindset Reflections for helping you to up-level your life, it's not a chapter book. It's a daily read. Make sure you get this book. And as I said, make sure that you definitely do a review. I want you to have a beautiful day. I want you to find some happiness, and I want you to make a decision about what it is you need to do to get to the next level of your happiness quotient. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, join the evolution, join the evolution, join the evolution.